Let's cut through the noise and get real for a moment. When she walked out of your life, what did she expect? That you'd chase her, beg on your knees, or worse, fall apart like some fragile thing she could break and discard? If you've chosen no contact, you're already ahead of the game. You've taken a step most men hesitate to take. But let's be brutally honest. Going silent isn't about revenge. It's not about flexing dominance, and it's definitely not about her. It's about survival. It's about you clawing your way out of the wreckage of heartbreak and building something unbreakable. And what I'm about to share on Wisdom Waves Aura isn't just another pep talk. It's a blueprint to turn your silence into a weapon, not for her, but for you. This is about becoming a man so powerful that her ego doesn't just crack. It shatters when she realizes she lost a king. You've probably heard the same tired advice floating around. Cut her off, don't text, don't call, don't chase, and she'll come crawling back. It sounds good, doesn't it? Like some magic trick where your absence alone will have her banging on your door, begging for another chance. But let's not kid ourselves. What if she doesn't come back? What if your silence doesn't spark regret, but instead traps you in a cycle of overthinking? Wondering if you're enough, wondering if she even cares. That's where most guys get it wrong. No contact isn't the cure. It's the bandage. It gives you space, sure, but space without transformation is just a void. It's not about her missing you. It's about what you do with that silence. She's not watching to see if you disappear. She's watching to see who you become in the quiet. That's the secret they don't tell you on Wisdom Waves Aura or anywhere else. Her ego doesn't take a hit because you stop texting. It takes a hit when she creeps on your socials at 2 a.m., expecting to see a man drowning in sadness, and instead finds a warrior, focused, driven, thriving. She sees strength where she thought there'd be weakness, purpose where she expected despair, a man reborn where she left a wound. That's when her reality starts to tremble. That's when she realizes she didn't just walk away from you. She walked away from a force, a fire, a leader. And the kicker, you're not doing it to prove anything to her. You're doing it for you. That's the kind of energy we're channeling on Wisdom Waves Aura, where we don't just talk about moving on. We build empires from the ashes. But here's where it gets tricky. You can't fake this. You can't post a gym selfie or a cryptic quote and call it growth. That's performative, and she'll see right through it. This isn't about playing games or engineering some grand comeback to make her jealous. It's about becoming untouchable, not for her, but because you deserve to be. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism comes in, and trust me, it's not just some dusty philosophy, it's a lifeline. The Stoics, those badass thinkers from centuries ago, taught us something that cuts through the noise of modern heartbreak. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. No contact is you controlling your reaction, refusing to let her absence dictate your worth. But true Stoic power, the kind we dive into on Wisdom Waves Aura, is about becoming emotionally unshakable, not cold, not numb, but so grounded in your own strength that her opinion, her regret, or her silence becomes irrelevant. Stop asking yourself, will she regret losing me? That question is a trap. It keeps you tethered to her, waiting for validation that might never come. Instead, start living a life where that question doesn't even cross your mind. She didn't just lose a man, she lost an empire. The guy she walked away from, he's gone. That version of you died in the heartbreak, and that's a good thing. Because in his place, a warrior is rising. You're not waking up at 5 a.m. to impress her. You're doing it because discipline is your salvation. You're not grinding in the gym to post thirst traps. You're forging a body that's a weapon, a testament to your resilience. You're not building wealth to flex on her. You're chasing freedom, the kind of freedom that makes you untouchable. That's the vibe we're cultivating on Wisdom Waves Aura, AT. Community of men who don't just survive heartbreak but use it as fuel to become unstoppable. She won't cry because you stopped texting. She'll cry when she sees the man you've become and realizes she's locked out of his world forever. Not because you're petty or cruel, but because the new you is on a different level. Unreachable, unrecognizable, a force she can't touch. Deep down, she'll know she had a shot with a king and let it slip through her fingers. That's not revenge. That's resurrection. And resurrection isn't about her. It's about you reclaiming your power. Stoicism teaches us to stare into the fire of pain and say, "Go ahead, burn me. I'll rebuild stronger." It's about embracing the hurt, letting it break you down to your core, and then forging something harder than the pain itself. That's the kind of transformation we're all about on WisdomWavesAura, where we don't just talk about healing, we build legacies. Let's be real for a second. She might never admit she regrets it. She might never send that late-night "I miss you" text. And that's okay, because her regret isn't the point. You'll know you've won when you stop caring whether she regrets it at all. You'll feel it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you no longer flinch at her memory. She'll feel it too. Not in some dramatic confession, but in every man she meets who falls short of you. In every conversation where she compares and comes up empty. You didn't just give her love. You gave her depth, masculine calm, protection, leadership, things she'll search for and never quite find again. And when you stop bleeding over her and start building something extraordinary in silence, that's when you've already won. This isn't about revenge. Revenge is weak. It's still about her. This is about transcendence. It's about becoming a man so powerful that her absence is just a footnote in your story. On WisdomWavesAura, we don't just preach this, we live it. Every video, every post, every comment is a reminder that you're not alone in this fight. You're part of a brotherhood of men who've decided to rise not just to spite her, but because you owe it to yourself. You wake up early not to prove a point, but because discipline is your anchor. You train your body, not for likes, but because it's your temple. You chase your goals, not to show off, but because freedom is the ultimate flex. That's the energy we're building on WisdomWavesAura, where every man is a king in the making. The world will tell you to move on, but moving on isn't enough. You don't just move on, you evolve. You become a version of yourself that the old you wouldn't even recognize, and that's what haunts her. Not your silence, but the man you become in it. The man who doesn't look back. The man who doesn't need her validation. The man who's too busy building an empire to notice her absence. She might never say it out loud, but she'll feel it in her bones every time she sees you thriving. She'll see it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you've turned pain into power, and that's when she'll realize she didn't just lose you, she lost a once-in-a-lifetime force. On WisdomWavesAura, we're not here for clout or views. We're here for the fire inside you, the one that refuses to die no matter how hard life hits. If this resonates with you, if you feel that spark deep in your chest, then this is your call to action. Don't just watch this and move on. Commit to something bigger. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura, not just for the content, but for the mindset, the brotherhood, the movement. Like this video if you're done being the man you were and ready to become the man you're meant to be. Drop "I rise in silence" in the comments to let every man watching know he's not alone in this war. Because that's what this is. A war for your soul, your purpose, your legacy. The world won't save you, she won't come back, but you can come back from anything. You can rebuild from the ashes of heartbreak and become something greater than you ever imagined. And when you do, she'll see it. Not because you're trying to make her, but because a king's light is impossible to ignore. On WisdomWavesAura, we're not just talking about transformation, we're living it. We're building men who don't just survive but thrive, who don't just heal but conquer. So take this moment right now and decide, are you going to stay in the pain, or are you going to rise in silence? Are you going to let her absence define you, or are you going to build an empire that makes her absence irrelevant? This is your resurrection. This is your moment to become untouchable. The man you were is gone, and that's a gift. The man you're becoming, he's a force. He's a warrior. He's a king. And on WisdomWavesAura, we're here to walk that path with you step by step until you're standing taller than you ever thought possible. So subscribe, like, comment, I rise in silence, and let's build something unstoppable together. The world is watching. She might be watching, but the only one who matters is you. Rise.